It all started in 1957 when this competition began, administered by the Department of Trade and Industry on behalf of the Viticultural Advisory Committee. In 1975, our national airline, Air New Zealand, decided to support this competition as an exhibition sponsor, and the following year the Wine Institute took over ownership of these awards. In 1987, our relationship with Air New Zealand deepened when they became the naming rights sponsor of this event. So the Air New Zealand Wine Awards were born. Let's look back and celebrate 25 years of the Air New Zealand Wine Awards.
The judging panel for the first Air New Zealand Wine Awards was chaired by John Comerford. Jerry Mead and Oz Clark were the international judging contingent in 1987, helping the team of national judges to taste 430 wines, awarding 35 gold medals.
Well, I've been involved in the wine judging since the early 1980s, and back in those days all the judges had to share rooms to save cost. As Terry Dunleavy said, well, if it's okay for the All Blacks to share rooms, then it's okay for our judges to share. But of course you soon found out who the snorers were.
In 1991, Philip Gregan becomes the new CEO of New Zealand Wine Growers, and in 1992, John Buck becomes the chairman. In 1992, the number of gold medals awarded exceeds 50 for the first time.
It was the first time the dinner had been held in Wellington, back in the days when few people worked on the weekend. Villa Maria had sent their wines for the dinner by a very slow express train from Auckland. The end result, the wines were locked in the Wellington railway yards and nobody could access them until Monday morning, 2 days after the dinner. Fortunately, we got hold of somebody at the Villa Maria cellar door in Auckland. They found the wines, took them to the airport, Air New Zealand held the plane and delivered them to the dinner just as the guests were sitting down.
Joe Babbage takes over as chair of judges in 1994, and what a dedicated bunch of judges they were.
I remember in the mid-1990s judging with a doctor who the police turned out were trying desperately to get hold of because they needed him to sign a death certificate for one of his patients who had passed away. He explained to them that he was judging at an event and that he was in a venue that he couldn't leave, and they said, that's all right, we've got the body outside, we'll bring it in for you to sign the death certificate. Fortunately, he said, no, I'll come out and do that, but I've often wondered what the results of that competition would have been like had they wheeled the body into the middle of the judging venue.
1997 saw the number of entries into the awards exceed 1,000 wines for the first time. In 1998, Corbins celebrate a momentous winning streak, winning their 5th champion wine of the show in a row. Our international judges began to see a change in the wines New Zealand is producing. In 1999, a Pinot Noir wins the champion wine of the show for the first time, and John Belsham becomes the Air New Zealand Wine Awards chair of judges. With the new millennium, the awards logo is updated and 4 panels of judges are introduced. John Campbell and Carol Hirschfeld start their 5-year reign as the awards dinner MCs, and the Air New Zealand consultant chefs create amazing dishes for the awards dinner. 2003 is the first year that red wines secure the top 2 trophies. In 2004, Brent Maris becomes chair of judges. Over 1,000 people attend the awards dinner in Blenheim and witness Villa Maria winning a whopping 8 trophies. For the first time ever, all trophy-winning wine in 2004 are sealed under screw cap. In 2005, the number of entries exceed 1,500 and Rob Fife becomes Air New Zealand's CEO. In 2006, the Air New Zealand Wine Awards brand is refreshed, along with the dinner MC, Oliver Driver. In 2007, the Smiths take over. Stuart Smith is appointed Chairman of New Zealand Wine Growers and Steve Smith becomes Chair of Judges. 5 panels of judges are introduced along with elite gold medals. This is also the first year pure medals are awarded to sustainably produced wines. In 2009, more than 100 gold medals are awarded. In 2010, Pinot Noir entries exceed Sauvignon Blanc for the first time. Old Tom retires, and Weta Workshop design a new Champion Wine of the Show trophy.
Our judging team of 2011 was outstanding, with 4 Masters of Wine and 1 Master Sommelier. These judges spent 3 days tasting through almost 1,500 wines.
This is the second time I've been to judge here at the Air New Zealand Wine Awards. The first time was 16 years ago in 1995. And I said then something like, let no one underestimate the value of a medal won at the Air New Zealand Wine Awards. I know because I was one of the judges. The others were mean bastards too. This year, I think the wines have improved. The value of a medal is certainly just as great, but possibly the judges aren't quite such mean bastards these days.
Over the past 25 years, the Air New Zealand Wine Awards team has organised and judged almost 30,000 wines, awarded over 1,500 gold medals and nearly 430 trophies. More than 130 judges have been involved with determining the winners of the Air New Zealand Wine Awards. These included over 50 international judges, including such prominent figures as James Halliday, Huon Hook, Tony Aspler, Robert Joseph, Stephen Brooke, Matthew Jukes and Nick Stock. Some of our New Zealand judges have been involved for the long haul, with Larry McKenna judging in 19 of the past 25 years. And if you thought that is impressive, Mark Compton is the sole individual that has been involved in all 25 events. The Air New Zealand Wine Awards would not be the success it has been for the past 25 years if it wasn't for the support of our trophy sponsors and the talent and hard work of the judges and stewards. To the winemakers who entered these awards over the past 25 years, thank you for producing such fabulous wines and putting us on the world stage. We look forward to celebrating the next 25 years of the Air New Zealand Wine Awards.